Hey guys, how are we doing? Adam here, hope you're well. Today I'm super excited to be launching my brand new website. Now I've built my new site using a Flothemes template, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Flothemes towards the end of the video. I've always used them for my websites and they're brilliant. I'm going to talk a little bit about that towards the end of this video. But mostly I'm just really excited to share and show off my new site, and I'm going to take you through some of the decisions that I've made and why I've made them. So I'm going to put a link to my site in the description so you can go and check that out. Please do let me know what you think. So without further ado, okay, this is it. Welcome to the new site. It's not a million miles away from my old website if you are familiar with that, if you ever saw it. But this is the homepage. I've got a running slideshow here. This is the lead image, and then it just cycles through 5 or 6 images, hoping that it's got that kind of, these opening images have that kind of wow factor to kind of capture the attention of couples who are going to be looking at my site. I've got my menu up here, nice and simple. You'll notice some might be surprised to see that I don't have a blog. A lot of these websites have a link to a blog or a journal or something like that. Most websites have a blog. I don't, and the reason I don't is because with a blog, every time you post a new blog entry, that gets bumped up to the top of your list. So if you're uploading new films as blog posts, every one of your latest films is going to be always at the top of your page. Now, I don't necessarily want my latest film to be the one that couples see first. If they click through to my blog, the first thing they're going to see is my latest blog post. That latest wedding isn't necessarily what I want to show off to couples looking through my site. So I want to be able to control what they're seeing. So I don't have a public blog live to look at, because I don't want necessarily the last thing I did to be the first thing that couples look at and see. I want to be able to control what they're seeing of my work when they first click on the site, which I'll go into in a minute. So yeah, a simple menu. I've got my links to social media there, YouTube, Instagram, etc. And then we scroll down. I've got a little bit of a strapline, a little bit of a caption there, and straight away we go into my show reel.
Let's do it.
Which starts with a bit of a couple reaction. So that's my show reel, which is also on my channel. But it's key, I think, as a videographer, it's key that couples are able to see a video straight away. I don't want to have a homepage with all this spiel and then they have to click through to another page and then they have to click through to something else to find a video, because that's what they're looking for. They're wanting to look at my wedding video. So I want them to be able to see and watch something straight away. So as soon as they scroll down, there's a big video there, they press play and they can see my show reel. Bit of spiel. And then we get down into a bit of info. Hi, I'm Adam, introduce myself a little bit. I've got a quote there from the Wedding Industry Awards, which I just won, highly commended in the UK this last week. So that's why I'm launching it today, because I've just been given that award and I had to update the site with that. So that's there. So yeah, hi, I'm Adam, bit of spiel, see more. This will take them to my films page. So as soon as you click that, they're taken through to films. And then my menu is kind of, I've got the Roman numerals here, which I kind of like as a kind of, right, step 1, watch the films. Step 2, read a bit more about me. Step 3, get in touch. And then step 4, 5. And then I've got another film. So yeah, I've got my accolades. So I've got some other awards and accolades that I've won down here, which I've turned into the film festival things that everyone seems to do. And then I've got my footer, again, more links to the different pages, the social channels, get in touch, my privacy policy down here as well. So that's info about data protection and GDPR and things like that. It's a legal requirement in the UK. Again, I don't want them to have to come through to my site. They want to be able to see a wedding video straight away. They don't want to have to click through to another page before they can find some videos to look at. I want them to be able to see one straight away on my first page. So I've put a video on my homepage, but I've chosen this video because this is one of my favorites from last year. It's one of, I think, my best films that I've shot and edited, and it's the kind of film that I want to be producing and I want to show off, because I want this particular film I was really happy with and proud of, and this is the kind of work that I want to be doing. So this is what I want to portray. It was just a really relaxed, natural, cinematic, just natural light, all that kind of stuff in the film. So I want potential couples to see that, and some couples will see that and go, "No, that's not for us," and that's where the research comes in. They'll go to other websites and find stuff but some couples will see that and go, "That's exactly what we want," and then I will attract those kind of clients. So because that's the kind of work that I want to do, and this is the kind of clients that I want to attract, then this is what I show off. And again, it goes back to what I was saying about a blog. I don't use blog posts because I don't necessarily want couples to see my latest film. I want them to see the films that I want to show off, the films that will attract the kind of clients that I want to work with. As I said, a bit of spiel, see more. This will take you through to the first page, which is the films. Now, the films page is super simple. It's just a collection of my films. It doesn't need to be any more than that. Again, couples just want to be able to click, press play, and watch a film. So this is the same film that I had on my homepage. This is my other film that I feel is my best work, and that is the kind of work that I want to portray. This was a really nice wedding down in Cornwall, so I want to show that off so they can click and watch that. So I've got my two very favourite and best work, in my opinion, at the top of the page. So the first thing that they see is the very best of my work that I want to show off. Then I've got a little strapline here that says UK, and there's a few more films from the UK that a selection of different ones. I've got one that was like a seasidey coastal kind of wedding. I've got one in the countryside, and I've got a city wedding here. This was a Jewish wedding. So I'm showing off different flavours of different, like this was a city wedding, there's a countryside wedding, there's a Jewish wedding. So I'm trying to appeal to all those different kind of clients, that if I'm just showing off countryside weddings and someone is getting married in the city, they're going to look at my work and be like, well, these films are nice, but he's not done anything in the city, so they can't really connect with it the same. But if I've got a city wedding in there, they can be like, oh yeah, that's really nice. We're getting married in that city. If you're showing off a countryside wedding, you're going to attract the kind of couples that are getting married in the countryside. So you need to have a flavour of kind of as much as possible. And then I've got another strapline for destination and a selection of destination weddings. Now, for my work, I want to be able to, again, appeal to potential destination clients. So I don't limit myself to region. I don't say, well, I'm based in the Northwest and I travel around the Northwest for my work. I say I'm UK based, and here's some films I've done in the UK, and they can see that I'll go anywhere and travel anywhere up and down the country. But I also make it clear that I do destination work as well, so that they can see that I'm willing to travel abroad, so that I will attract those kind of clients. Now, I've put the UK stuff in front of the destination stuff because obviously I'm more likely to attract UK couples. That's my kind of bread and butter. But so I've got my two very favourite films here, the ones that I most want to show off. I've got 8 films on my films page here. Most couples aren't going to watch all 8 films. If they only watch 1 or 2, I want them to be these 2. I want to show off these 2 first. Then I've got a selection of UK ones. Then I've got a selection of destination ones. So they've seen the films, they like what they see, they click through to the About page. Again, another video. This is my old show reel where I kind of I talk on camera a little bit about my style. So it's a bit more personal. It's showing me off a little bit. I've got in this video, which is you can watch on the site. It's also on my channel. It's me talking to camera about how I am on the day, my approach, how I'll be discreet, things like that. And then obviously a bit more about me. I'm not telling people about my hobbies and about my favorite food, and I'm not making it about me. My About page is my approach and how I will be on your wedding day, and kind of the kind of atmosphere that I will create or not impact on, if you will. So the way I film your day will be dead discreet, minimal cameras. I won't be getting in your guests' way. I won't be making people feel uncomfortable because they're on video. No one will even know I'm filming, etc., etc. I've got another testimonial here to back that up. You know, professional, relaxed, friendly, choosing Adam was the best decision we made. So that testimonial there kind of backs that up. Obviously, I've got a picture of me so people can put a face to the name and start to buy into kind of my approach and the way I want to film the day, and they're reading it thinking, yeah, we want something discreet, that we want to get our guests to feel relaxed and enjoy themselves. We don't want to feel like we're on camera all day, and I will start to resonate again with those kind of couples that I want to attract. I've got a link here to get in touch. Now this takes them through to the contact page. But further down, I do have a bit more spiel where I take it that step further, a bit more personal. I talk about kind of my wedding journey so far, what I like to do. I've got a mention of snowboarding in there and where I like to go, and a bit about me and my partner and the dogs. And already they're buying into me, and people buy people goes back to that old adage of people buy into people. People buy what you believe, not what you... People buy what you believe, not what you do. So that's the about page. Contact, super simple. Get in touch. I'd love to hear about you. Notice I don't have any prices on my page at this point. There's no mention of my packages. There's no mention of my prices. I choose not to have prices on my website, as I've explained loads of times before, because I want them to see the work and look into the work and read a bit about me and buy into me before they've even seen a price. If there's prices on my website, I fear that couples are going to go straight to the price, look at it and go, right, it's that much, okay, and straight away they're forming an opinion of, well, it costs that much, so this is like, they're either thinking, oh, that's dead expensive, or that's maybe not, maybe at the cheaper end of our budget, so why is he priced it the way he is? And they're going to form judgments about me and the kind of work that I do based on my price before they've even seen the work. So I don't want people to do that. I want them to see the films, and I want them to buy into me and the work a little bit, and then get in touch where I will then explain a bit more about the pricing. So I just have a contact form, name, date of the wedding, tell me some details, submit. That gets me an email. Then I can open a line of communication with them where I explain about the pricing and things like that. So no prices on the site, no packages, information. It's simply get in touch. The next page is a new addition. I didn't have this on my old website, but I really wanted to. I get so many nice reviews and testimonials from my couples that I really wanted to show some of them off, because nothing will sell me to a couple better than previous couples who were happy with the work, previous reviews and testimonials. So I really wanted to show off as many of those as I could. And I spend so much time explaining my style and my approach, but having actual previous couples back that up and say the same things and say, yeah, he really was that discreet, that just instills even more confidence in potential clients and even more trust that that I am what I say I am, So I've got a video here, a video testimonial from a previous couple who
so we just watched our full feature wedding film for the first time,
who sat on camera and kindly talked about, they recorded this as they'd seen their wedding film for the first time. So they talked about, how they enjoyed the film and how I was on the day and things like that. So written testimonials are great. I've got some down here. So I've got a selection of written testimonials here that people can flick through. If they click here, I've got another separate hidden web page linked here with even more testimonials. And written testimonials are great, but a video testimonial can't be made up. Like, anyone could have written, I could have written that written testimonial, I could have written that. I could have copied it from, anyone could have written that. But having a video testimonial, that can't be faked. So that's that extra level of trust and confidence for anyone seeing that. So yeah, a testimonials page. Last but not least is the Academy page. Now this is directly targeted towards you guys, wedding filmmakers, like this channel's audience, fellow wedding filmmakers, any other videographers that will be clicking through to my site. Because although I know my target audience is brides and grooms and couples looking for a wedding video, I also know, I'm aware that I get a lot of other videographers going through to my site. Maybe local people that are checking out the local competition, or wanting to connect and network with fellow suppliers, or this audience, people that follow me online that will check out my website. So a little page for fellow videographers where I can talk about my mentoring, the one-to-one sessions that I do, the wedding videography training. So this is a page for you guys, fellow wedding filmmakers and industry suppliers, a little bit of info about the educational stuff that I do, the mentoring, this YouTube channel, etc. So again, I've got a testimonial from a videographer that I mentored there. I've got a bit more info about kind of the things that I teach and the kind of things that I do as part of my mentoring. Another testimonial and a get in touch, which just takes you goes straight through to an email, so they can email me directly. So this is it. This is the new site. I'm really happy with it. It's taken me a few weeks to build it. I've really taken my time with it. It's still in test mode at the minute because I've not launched it. But by the time this video goes out on Friday, the website will be launched, and there will be a link to check it out in the description. So do go and check the site out in full. And if you do spot any user navigational issues or anything technical, that please point them out, because I've gone through this with a fine-tooth comb and double checked that everything's working. But if you do spot anything that I may have missed, please let me know in the comments. Please let me know what you thought of this website. But as I say, it's linked in the description, so go and check it out. A few comments on kind of my approach. If you're looking to upgrade your website or redo your website or build your first wedding website, if you're just getting started, a few comments and tips on the basics. Make sure that your homepage is, this may sound obvious, but make sure your homepage is smacking them in the face, impactful, drawing people in straight away. You want your wow images, you want your impactful visuals, you want killer testimonials in there. Your homepage needs to be in the face, showing off your best work straight away. Personally, I wouldn't have a blog. Personally, I wouldn't put prices on my website, but that's just me. I know other people that do have prices on their website and do so successfully, but I would rather people buy into my work and then get in touch before they know anything about the pricing. So yeah, a really killer homepage, an impactful homepage. Your films page, just keep it minimal. Keep your films down to maybe your best 4 to 6 films maybe, and make sure that every single one of them ticks all the boxes and is your very best work. And the other thing I will say is make sure to remember always your target audience. Who is it that you're trying to attract with this? Who is this website for? Who is your target audience? As wedding videographers, our target audience is couples, brides and grooms, people looking to get married, looking for a wedding video, people that are engaged, planning the wedding, etc. But more specifically, be aware that your target audience for most of us is going to be brides. 90% of cases, at least in my experience, it's the bride who's doing the planning, it's the bride who's doing the research, and the groom is just kind of going along with it. So you will still get grooms coming through to your site, but mostly it's going to be brides. And most brides are going to be between the kind of mid-20s to late 30s age group. So you may be looking at 25 to 40-year-old women as you talk. So specifically, your target audience is probably going to be 25 to 40-year-old women who are engaged and planning their wedding. So that's your target audience. So you need to make sure that everything that you do across your website is tailoring to that audience. So this comes down to your logo and your imagery and your copy and your text and the way things read. You want it to read with women in mind. You want it to have a kind of feminine slant to it. Same with the logo and your links and your imagery. Imagery could focus on brides and wedding dresses and details. Your logo needs to have a kind of feminine slant to it. Don't have anything that looks too corporate or too commercial and stiff and boxy. It needs to be slightly feminine. The same with your choice of colours and your choice of font. Again, slightly feminine, slightly bridal. Remembering your target audience. And again, your copy needs to appeal to brides. You're talking when you're writing your copy here, you're talking to brides. Something to bear in mind. So key things: a killer homepage that captures the client straight away with a video there that they can just click on and watch straight away. Something that you want, your very best wedding video or a show reel that you want to show off straight away. Your films, control the kind of films that they see. Only your very best work. Steer away from having a blog or a latest films kind of where you update with your latest work. Control what they see. And remember your target audience. The colours that you use, the font that you use, your logo, your copy, everything tailored towards your target audience. Remember who that is. And yeah, that's my advice and kind of things that I bear in mind when making my website and when I've made this site, and hopefully that will help you guys too. And I hope you liked my new site. Again, please do let me know what you think of it. Go and check it out. The link's in the description. Let me know what you think of it. I built this site using Flothemes. Now, I did mention that I was going to speak about those guys a little bit. Flothemes, I've built my site on top of WordPress, but using a Flothemes plugin, a Flothemes template. Now, Flothemes, I'll link in the description to their website. They are a brilliant service for wedding videographers and photographers, and they basically build custom templates for websites. You go through to their site and they have a range of themes you can check out. You can look at demo pages and things like that. I've used the Osaka theme for my website, my latest site, but they've got a selection of different themes at pretty reasonable prices considering what an investment your website is. I think the templates are pretty reasonable. And you can go through, you can view some of the demos, and they're all built for wedding photographers and wedding videographers in mind. So all the templates have kind of, this is the one I use, the Osaka theme. This looks obviously slightly different to mine, and there's loads of different tweaks and variations that you can do. They have loads of customization options, and it's really simple and easy to use. There's loads of help forums and guides that can help you, and they have a contact, a live chat thing, and you can actually pay them to build your website for you, but I did mine myself. I just used their template, but I think they're really good. I chose a theme that made my website look very bridal, very slightly feminine, and just very natural looking. So they are highly recommended. I'm not affiliated with Flothemes in any way. I would love to be if you're watching, but I'm not. I just think they're great, and I wouldn't be able to build a site anywhere near as pretty or intuitive looking without using one of these themes. So that's my secret. I just literally buy a theme from these guys. I then log into the back end of my website with WordPress, and I can customize all my pages and all my posts and etc. using the Flothemes template, and there's loads of customizable options, and it's just really easy to use and dead intuitive. So a very brief overlook and review of Flothemes. I've been using them for years. I used them on my last website. I've used them on my new website. I think they're great. So highly recommended. Flothemes. I'll link their site in the description, as well as my website. So yeah, go check all those out and let me know what you think. If you have any questions about Flothemes or about my website or anything I've discussed in this video, leave me a comment. As ever, I really hope this video was helpful. Until next time, happy shooting. Thanks for watching. Love you loads. Bye.